Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I do not have a problem with how much people make. If they deserve and they don't steal, then it's fine with me. I have a problem with people who are, stealing, or people who, for instance, their companies are functioning, working in deficit, but the guys up there, they make a lot of money. And not only up there, but even, the ones who work at the lower levels. And those are the ones that are subsidized by the government, which is subsidized by the taxpayers, which are working hard to maintain their companies afloat. I have a problem with that. Now, Twitter, if you know, Elon Musk fired some CEOs and some other directors over there. And it's very interesting to see what kind of golden parachutes these former directors or CEOs had. And as I said, I don't care as long as the company was profitable, and Twitter was profitable and is. But I think the amount of money is interesting to take note of. This article comes from the Washington Post, and it's from today, October 29th, 2022. Top Twitter executives set to get $120 million in golden parachutes. Top Twitter executives who were fired after billionaire Elon Musk's purchase of the social media giant will collectively receive more than $120 million. Well, my first question was, how many were they? 50? 20? So you can, kind of figure out how much money. Well, they're going to tell us exactly how much each of them. There were not too many. Sorry to break the news. But here it is. Former chief executive Parag Agrawal will receive $57.4 million. Former chief financial officer Ned Segal gets $44.5 million. And former head of legal policy, trust and safety, Vijaya Gadde, will receive $20 million. Equilar said, citing U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission filings. Twitter did not immediately reply to a request for comment late Friday, which was yesterday. So Equilar also said that Chief Customer Officer Sarah Personette would receive $19.2 million after being fired. But the Washington Post could not immediately verify that she was being let go. Personette did not immediately reply to a request for comment late Friday. There has long been debate among shareholders over golden parachute agreements, which serve both as a way to appease high-level executives who are being fired after a merger, and also as a way to discourage hostile takeover bids by requiring buyers to dole out generous severance packages. The top Twitter executives were entitled to be paid for stock, and they had previously received as part as their compensation, plus 1 year of salary and health insurance, if they were fired as a result of a Twitter takeover, according to previous agreements. Now, Musk intends to take the company private. Agrawal's approximate base salary, so this is the top executive, was $1 million, while his health benefits were listed as $9,172. The vast portion, Jesus Christ, of his exit compensation comes from equity, which includes shares he had held in the company valued at about $56.4 million according to the information Ekelar emailed to the Post. The base salaries of health benefits for Segal and Gade were both $600,000 and $31,730, but Segal's equity was valued at $43.8 million, while Gade's was at $19.4 million. Karen North, a professor of communication and social media expert at the University of Southern Carolina, California, unbelievable, said the payouts probably should be viewed as Musk simply meeting contractual terms that were previously agreed upon. She said that Musk's plans to take over Twitter private means that in future we won't know nearly as much about top executive compensation because the company would no longer be required to disclose such data. Now, it says here that Musk told prospective investors in his deal to buy Twitter that he plans to get rid of nearly 75% of its 7,500 workers, withing the company down to a staff of just over 2,000. Well, let's think about it. So, first, you run your company however you want. It's private now. That's their business. If they run it down in the ground, that's their thing. If they make it thrive, that's another. Those guys, as you saw, their shares are as big as they are. Their income was as it was. I don't think it was an excessive payout. And if the shares were as they were, what can you do? You know, that's theirs. Unless you want to freeze their shares and their assets because, I don't know, they lied or something, or, I don't know, they invaded another country. No. So this is it. What do you think? Is that golden parachute to golden, or it's not too golden? After all, this guy paid for $8 billion, right? 40-some billion dollars. So it was worth something. And those $120 million is not much compared with how much this guy invested in it. Now, I don't know how much revenue it brings in order to figure out if this works in a profit zone or works in a functions in a deficit zone. And I can think of other big companies in the United States of America that were quote-unquote too big to fail, and the capitalist market did not work in those cases, and they turned socialist for a little bit, and they took our money to pay for those companies who were too big to fail because they were so productive and so profitable. See how capitalism here and everywhere else, it's a situational capitalism. It is capitalism for us here, and it's socialism for those guys up there. In this case, these guys, bye-bye, we got our millions, see you never. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.